Hi, Cheryl here from 24/7 Wellness and Living. So thank you for joining me today. I'd like to speak to you about spinal rotation. If you've had a look at the exercises that I have on YouTube at the moment, you will see one that is already labeled spinal rotation, but this is a variation. So I'm going to give you a different type of exercise that still encourages that mobility of the upper body to the trunk to actually rotate. Now, why is that important? Well, spinal rotation, it's almost like this is sort of the central turning position of the body. If I could just relate it maybe to a golfer's swing, ideally they want to keep the pelvis square and sort of planted and be able to rotate the upper body into that backswing and then follow through the ball, get good club head speed and just use the mechanics of the body. So obviously they're using spinal rotation as well as lots of other factors, but they really don't want their whole body going with the upper body. So it's important that we still create this mobility. And the thoracic vertebrae, the vertebrae that to that midsection of the spine that are attached to the rib cage, or the rib cage is at the front, they have the ability to rotate. Our lumbar and lower back area and our cervical vertebrae don't. So this is a point that you need to encourage. If I could just give you another example of why you might need to encourage spinal rotation, and that would be, say if you're in your car and then you just get ready and you go and try and grab the seatbelt. And sometimes, I've done it myself where I've literally tried to do it with my cervical vertebrae and like I said, they don't rotate. And so what happens is it sends a message to the muscles, I don't like that, I'm in danger. So they tell the muscle fibers to contract, the myotatic reflex. And that's that sort of spasm you get, where the muscle fibers sort of, the actin and myosin tighten on each other to try and sort of give you a little bit of a warning shot of saying, stop that movement, I don't like it. Whereas if we actually rotated from the trunk or, from this sort of central turning position of the body to get that seatbelt, then we wouldn't have that sort of reaction because the thoracic vertebrae allows us to sort of move this area with mobility. So I'm going to show you another variation on this this stretch, this exercise, whatever you'd like to call it. But really important that we keep the mobility of that thoracic area. What I love about this exercise as well is that it also engages our core stabilization muscles, our transversus abdominis, get you to think about the internal obliques as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our 9-inch fitness ball. Obviously these are the 24/7 wellness ones. You can get them from our website. You can also get them on amazon.com, but they're a 9-inch ball that I use in so many exercises. So we're going to take that ball and place it between the knees and then make sure that the knees are over the pelvis and your ankles are in line with your knees. So I don't want them too low and I don't want these too far in. So we've got like sort of neutral pelvis and a nice tabletop position. The arms are going out to the side with the shoulder blades flat and your palms upwards, okay? So the palms are facing up. And we're going to just draw the navel into your spine, pull your waistline in, almost feel the rib cage closing. And I want you to take a nice deep breath. You take a nice then long slow exhalation. And towards the end of the exhalation, we'll start that nice movement. Now you may not be able to sort of go too far to begin with. So what I want you to do is play with it. So when you start to feel your shoulder pull away from the floor. So for instance, if I was taking this and I started to feel my shoulder lift, then that would be too far. So I want to bring it back. So you want to ensure all the time that the shoulder blades are staying flat on the floor and that shoulder is staying down. And I like you to really get that focus of where the movement's coming from. It's actually not coming from here, but it's being initiated by the thoracic vertebrae. So almost get your mind into this sort of midsection of the spine and try and encourage the movement from that piece, that section of the spine. So it's all about where we're actually initiating the movement from. And what you'll find is as you start to sort of do it from side to side, you may find you'll be able to go a little bit further. But as I say, really important that you don't lift the shoulder off. If you do, then don't take it so far. So nice deep breaths, and you're just literally taking it from side to side. Now, on the next one, we're actually going to draw the navel in spine. So we want to keep our core stability, and we're going to take those knees down towards the floor. Now see that this shoulder's down, and if you can, and your legs are down easily, you can remove the ball and just drop that top knee down onto the bottom knee. And I'm just going to use my hand and just anchor the knees on top of each other. Of course, if it's lifting your shoulder off the floor, keep the ball between the knees, or if necessary, put the ball underneath the knees so that it's resting on that ball. So really important that this shoulder stays down. And then I just want you to focus on the upper body, and again, focus on this section of the spine. So nice deep breath, and as you exhale, we just focus on the upper body, kind of rotating away from the knees a little bit. And also be aware of this side of the rib cage here. Take a breath right towards it, and as you exhale, almost feel rib cage and pelvis sliding away from each other. So you elongate the waistline and create some space on the inside of the body. You can turn your head gently away from the knees and just relax here and just really focus on the upper body sinking in opposition to the lower body. Once we stayed there for about 30 seconds or so, we'll put the ball back between the knees. Now this is important. I don't want your lower back to take this. So again, focus in the thoracic vertebrae is where the movement's being initiated from. I'd like your abdominals though to be the prime mover here. So they're really going to take control of the weight of these legs. So draw the navel into the spine, waistline in, so we feel transversus abdominis, the deepest layer of our abs engaged. And almost think about the internal obliques, those sort of abdominal muscles that come sort of from the side and around that waistline there, just coming down towards the pubic bone. As imagine them they're like a pulley, and they're actually going to draw your knees off the floor. So navel to spine, waistline in, contract the abdominals and pull the knees back to center. Move across the base of your spine and then gently take them over to the other side. And again, ensuring that the opposing shoulder is down. If your shoulder stays down easily, you can remove the ball, drop the top hand on top of the thigh so we've got that lower body slightly anchored, and then just focus on the upper body literally sinking towards the floor and maybe turning your head away. Nice deep breath into the side of the rib cage that's facing the ceiling, and literally think about those 2 points moving away from each other. So really nice extension and creating space on the inside of the body, elongating the waistline. But the most important thing is that you allow the upper body to sink away from the kind of lower body. So we create that rotation, upper body moving away from lower. When you're ready, we put the ball back between the knees. Remember, important that we contract the abdominals, navel to spine, waistline in, almost thinking about these oblique muscles as if they were a pulley, drawing our knees away from the floor. So let the abs take control, bring it back into center, and then relax and remove the ball. And if you wish, just, draw the knees in and relax. And that is your spinal rotation, just another option for you. Absolutely love that exercise, and it really allows you to encourage this nice mobility through the upper body. So my name's Cheryl Alker, 24/7 Wellness and Living. Please come and visit our website. Remember to, if you're interested in purchasing the ball, you can take it from our website, or you can actually go onto Amazon.com. But thank you for your time, and I'll speak to you soon.